welcome to Keys to the Cloud. It's a podcast powered by RedX Carbon, and I'm here today with Keenan and Coughlin. My name is Marcelo Tamaki, and we're going to talk about a very, very important subject, especially on the Microsoft world. It's related to security. Keenan.
Yeah, Marcelo. So hot topic right now, right? A lot of organizations coming, they want to improve their security posture. Maybe they don't know where to start. Maybe they don't have a formal security process in place. Today we're talking about Microsoft Secure Score.
Yeah, and I do see that a lot of organizations are actually struggling to catch up with cybersecurity nowadays. There's a lot of investment into it as well. It is very challenging to find personnel that actually understand all about that needs to be known in order to maintain a good secure posture.
Yeah, I'd agree, right? You need expertise in many different areas to ensure that you're meeting maybe your own security posture, but also maybe compliance. Maybe you have compliance needs that you need to make sure that you're reporting on or being audited on as well.
That's right. And talking about compliance as an example, right? I always looked at it back in the day when I'm looking at being a network engineer, right? Looking to compliance and say, oh, that's a lot of paperwork or not to get us to a point to say, I have a checkbox that says I am good at this. Today, it's kind of the opposite. In my mind, the compliance is actually going to drive you to be a better, more efficient and secure company as well, right? So compliance should be seen with different lenses, in my opinion, today.
And I'd agree. So how do we do it? Tell us a little bit about Microsoft Secure Score.
Certainly. So Microsoft Secure Score is a way for us to provide, at a high level, a good understanding as to what is your posture when it comes down to Microsoft Cloud, and up to a certain extent, on-premises environments as well. Think about hybrid implementations where you have on-premises systems connected to the cloud, and you got agents from cloud installed on on-premises systems as well. The way I see it, especially from an executive level, would be a way to answer to someone when they come to you and say, so how secure you believe that your company is? Instead of, thumb in the air, I believe we're good because my security guys tell me that everything's all right. We can put this key performance indicator number into it that tells us in a percentage, what is it that we need to chase down?
Oh, that's such an important point. It is a numerical, it's a number, it's a percentage score out of obviously 100. It's a percentage score. So that is something that you can narrow in on for a KPI or for an executive to answer that question.
100%, right? And you can actually create trends as well. So depending which number you have today, you can say, I want to push it higher, and here's the reason why. And you can actually start getting to have a better sense as to how secure you are, right? It is an excellent tool, and I truly believe that organizations not taking much advantage of it.
Yeah, this is included in Microsoft M365. This is something that your tenant has available today for you.
You got it. So we have been participating in many projects at RedX Carbon on helping corporations to understand their level of security. Usually starts with CS assessments, right? And I know that you run some of it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about CS assessments, and then we go back to Secure Score and see how that ties to it.
They certainly do. So the starting point for some organizations is I needed a understanding of what my current security posture is. And it's a great opportunity to have something like a CIS report ran against your environment to look at your configurations. And this is a technical report, spits out the technical controls of all of the things that would make you an absolute perfectly safe environment. Not always possible to hit 100%, but it's a starting point. You have a report.
That's right. So now with that report and seeing what you do when you deploy it, there is a lot of improvements that is going to come out of it that will point you to the right direction, which is actually going to make your score look better. Right? Things, for instance, a basic one, enable multi-factor authentication.
Great one.
Right?
Yep.
So, or point out which ones are the accounts that you have excluded for one reason or another. Sometimes you have to perform that. Not a problem, right? But it has to be justified. So tying CIS reports and assessments that we perform against Secure Score is probably a starting point, right? So you look into a score and you think that, well, my score is too low. Where do I even start? Let's go back to the basics. The basics is do this small audit first. We have automated tools that can perform a lot of the heavy lift on doing the CS assessment. And then you start tackling each one of those items, or at least the most important ones, and you're going to see that your secure score start going up.
Yeah, you got it. And I think the advantage to doing it inside of Secure Score is you have a dynamic tool that tracks your progress against these findings. I've always found that audit reports are a little bit static in nature. They give you some activities to do, and it's up to you to make sure that you follow through. Where I think Secure Score is really nailing it. Beautiful dashboard, dynamically driven, with all of the activities prioritized as well.
You got it.
So that you know where you should be spending your time.
Yes. I'm always, every time that I talk about Secure Score with someone that got to dip their toes into it, they tend to be a little bit skeptical as to how many items needs to be solved, right? So that's where what we need to do is to rely upon the security engineers, security analysts to actually look into what is the biggest bang for the buck, right? What are the things that I need to spend more time into it in order to not only improve my score, a number, but actually make the company safer, right?
Got it.
So can you give us some ideas as to how you run the projects related to that improvement and where that comes into play?
Yeah, well said. And I think Microsoft has done this right. Rather than just chasing a score improvement, Microsoft prioritizes all of the recommendations and gives you a risk profile on where you need to spend your time. That is reflected in your score. So something like mandatory MFA, it's not just a yes or no question. It then breaks down to show you which accounts are not MFA enabled. It gives you a focused list of activities to go tackle. And using that, you then need to bring in your business intelligence to say maybe there's a reason some of these accounts are excluded. Or maybe we need to convert these into a different type of authentication method. So I think that Microsoft's done a good job laying the framework, but I think it's really important to say that's not everything. You then need to take those recommendations, have some industry knowledge and understanding of the business to drive resolution of those points.
No, you got it. You got it. So those tackling the most important items that applies to both, right? And you do have that balance between should I tackle the ones that are gonna give my score higher, or actually the ones that says I'm really concerned about it, right? There's definitely that human component into it.
Yes.
There's the environmental type of assessment to say this is better because.
That's right.
And I do see that when we put a team together that works with clients in regards to that, they actually have this back and forth, right? Those type of negotiations about what should we do first, and here's the reason why. That I like that aspect of it. Of course, Microsoft Secure Score looks into Microsoft products.
Sure.
Right? So, and there are a lot of things that are being performed and deployed inside corporations that are not so much Microsoft products. How do we tackle that? How do we make sure that the score actually reflects something that a third-party product is providing?
Very common, right? Let's use some of the enterprises that we've worked with. Maybe they're using a different product for antivirus or local machine protection. In that case, Microsoft Secure Score has designed in exceptions so that you can say this is being tackled outside of the Microsoft environment. And I love that Microsoft allows you to do this. They're not forcing you to use their technology, but they're asking the question. If Microsoft can't independently verify that this is working, it's going to ask you bluntly, here are the things that I need the antivirus or the device protection to do. And you need to then go in and provide evidence to say that this is being handled by a different product. And then you get your score for that setting.
That's very important, right? So it's almost as if Microsoft is passing the bucket to somebody else to be responsible for, right? So your score and Secure Score might be higher, but then now you have another component that you actually need to tap into, right? And I do know that at times what we need to do is to not only dealing with Microsoft products, but third parties as well.
Right.
That's when you come up with actually a split model for Secure Score to report on not only what you see in Secure Score, trust that you put the right number over there, that you got the right number, but also something else. Can you tell us about that?
I think you're hitting on the secret sauce, right? If you only are looking at your Microsoft Secure Score without any other context, you may be missing certain areas of protection. So some things that I'm looking at might be device patching. Potentially you don't have those being tracked because you don't have a Microsoft tool in the environment. So adding in a more comprehensive view of your security platform, I think is something that Red X Carbon is doing very well for our clients.
That's right. That's right. One example that I recall is the management of yet another dashboard from Qualys.
That's
Right?
right.
And Qualys is one of the top companies that provides us these checks and assessments on machines when it comes down to patch management of third-party applications, not just Microsoft.
And what an example, right? You have an organization that's heavily invested in a tool. They've already paid the licensing for the expertise. The tool's been running and operating. Rather than moving to a new tool and obviously losing all of that knowledge and internal efforts and time, they can then leverage the Qualys reports in addition to Microsoft Secure Score to get that full view.
You got it. Got it. Other example could be Sentinel-1, right?
Great
So
example.
we do deploy Sentinel-1 for clients that are inclined to use that as an XDR for their systems. Whereas we have these other dashboards that is combined with Secure Score can make sure that that profile of a company is actually improving their posture, right?
Got
So
it.
that's great. Another company as well that comes up all the time, especially on when dealing with healthcare, is Manage Engine, right?
Sure.
So Manage Engine can do a lot of those checks as well, right? And now you end up with not only Secure Score, but other dashboards that feed into Secure Score to say, I will trust what Secure Score shows me because I'm also showing to you the other reports on these other third-party products that comes to it.
Yeah, I think that's very important. What I really am excited about that we're seeing Red X Carbon do is potentially leveraging Microsoft's tools on the machines in a report-only mode. So it is possible to have something like Defender for Endpoint installed on a machine as well as Sentinel-1, with Defender for Endpoint just providing the telemetry back into Secure Score. You still have a product that you've invested in heavily. That's the one that you're licensed for and using for good reason. And you can also have the benefit of Microsoft from a reporting side, keeping your Secure Score updated on what's happening.
That's a great point. It is as if you have a double protection in that case, right? So one goes and checks for antiviruses and make sure that everything's reported properly, whereas the other one get all the telemetry and send it over to this nice dashboard to be evaluated, and also monitored by our SOC, right? So
Yes.
our Secure Operations Center can go and look into this telemetry to say and act upon whenever it's required.
I think we're going to see that as the future. We're going to have telemetry reporting in multiple different ways, and that gives you more comfort and protection that you are catching these items. Marcelo, the SOC comment, that really got me interested. Let's talk more about keeping your Secure Score in a strong place. We have a lot of organizations that will do a CIS report, or maybe they do an annual audit for ISO or PCI compliance. Between those two audit periods, maybe they're not maintaining their score at the same level that they're supposed to. How does Secure Score and the Red X Carbon management process maintain that score?
Very, very interesting, right? So you have to take that holistic approach. You can't simply, like, it's not a one-time deal. Once your score is up and you walk away and forget about it. You have to maintain it, right? SOC plays a great a rule of making sure that understands if a system is being attacked. It does provide us with a lot of recommendations when you see something new coming there, but they're not tied directly into Secure Score per se.
Right.
The fact that you have SOC doesn't mean that you're going to maintain your Secure Score high. So they're completely independent type of offers, I would say, from an IT perspective, right? But they do have to shake hands, right? So the way that we see a good combination of both is where SOC keep the lights on for us, keep an eye on everything that goes there in 24/7, protects us or alert us on anything that is being deemed to be a bad actor trying to infect your systems or attack it. Whereas Secure Score gives you that gauge as to how secure we are, and you have to keep an eye on it. So you have to develop a cadence, and that cadence of keeping track of new things, new improvements that needs to be performed against your systems in order to keep your Secure Score at the level that you wish. Right?
Oh, this is so
that
important.
provides you enough feedback to go and maintain the system as well. And I know you've been involved in some of those projects as well, and not so much as a professional services project, but more so into a managed services side of the house. Can you tell us about it?
Oh, so important. I'll say Microsoft Secure Score gets top marks for me because it's always degrading. Every new finding that comes out brings your score down. You need to stay on top of it every month, looking at the new trends that are coming out And I'll tell you something that's been surprising to our clients is that they'll have reoccurring issues. They'll build servers with vulnerabilities that they thought they had solved.
Mhm.
They'll have new administrator accounts or permissions granted that they thought they had removed. And this is an element of secure score that I think keeps our clients honest with themselves. It's not a one-time check of the system. It's an ongoing piece. But Marcelo, it's nothing without the cadence.
You got it. You got it. Right. And that cadence is very interesting. So we do happen to manage Secure Score for a few companies now. And the management of Secure Score is evaluating what a client has currently deployed or not, but it doesn't stop at the Microsoft level. Actually, gets us to work with other vendors that provide services to the clients that we're in. Right? Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Yeah, I think in security, there's so many different players in an average enterprise client, and they all need to have time at the table. Secure Score gives you a view across all of those vendors. So what we've found is super important to keep the secure scores up is to make sure that you have cadence with all of those vendors and a way to keep them accountable. Marcelo, this is like treating it like a project, right? We're talking
Got it.
about standard reportings and sessions to assign accountabilities to the team. Most importantly, making sure that these dashboards and reports are made available to the executives so they know what changes are coming.
You got it, right? So I do understand that we have monthly reoccurring tasks and actually presentation of Secure Score to the likes of CISOs, right? So CISOs are going to look into that Secure Score and say, how am I doing this month, right? Did my Secure Score go up or down? And who are the vendors or personnel
Yes.
responsible for that specific technology that we can actually assist in order to bring the Secure Score higher as well, right?
So important to have all your vendors at the table and contributing to this process.
You got it. You got it. So that's very interesting. Now, Secure Score is not a something that you're gonna let it go, as we talked before, right? And usually, what we do at Red X Carbon, we maintain Secure Score, talking to these multiple vendors, to the clients, and advising. And usually, we use our Trinity deployment of personnel to do that. Can you play the roles or tell us what is it that we do when we manage Secure Score for clients? What are the personnel involved from all sides, our side and the client side as well?
Love it. So, for recapping the RedX Trinity model, we have 3 different roles on every one of our projects. That includes secure score management. You're going to start off with your lead architect. So, you have someone who has architect level experience, is familiar with not just the technologies, but also the client's environment. This is someone who can make decisions and has the context to be able to set direction for the security. Think of it as maybe your CISO. Paired alongside, you have your security analyst. So you'd have someone who's in the trenches. This is the person who's checking the logs, making the recommendations. And what I appreciate in RedX Carbons, this same individual may do multiple different clients. They don't just have one single client's understanding. They can bring many different experiences to the table when providing recommendations. And most importantly, I think this is what a lot of clients are missing. They're missing that project management. They're missing the coordination of activities here, and Secure Score is one that can go sideways quickly if you don't have participation. So this is an individual who can bring everyone together, make sure that you're following your cadence, and that the activities are getting done month after month.
You got it. And I know that what we do is to adhere to the client's ITSM at
Sure.
times, right? To make sure that whatever is being found as an opportunity for improvement of Secure Score, it turns into actually a ticket
Mhm.
to be assigned to someone, that responsible party that's going to go and make the correction required or introduce the change control that's going to make the system safer and secure, right? Another discussion that I had with clients at times, right? So there's always this dilemma between, should I leave Microsoft Cloud to dictate what I want to have it on premises, or should I get my team to make sure that they understand everything that they need on premises in order to make sure that it's secure, safe, and even the cloud for that matter, right? So the conversation always deviates to the fact that a company today is not going to have enough eyes, is not going to have enough personnel in order to go and maintain a secure system if you compare with what you have coming from Microsoft, where you literally have thousands of people looking to security and providing all that feedback to the system. And the system is there to help you make sure that you are doing a better job.
Right.
So there is actually no comparison between from one to another. So it is very important for companies to start looking into, even if it isn't Microsoft, but tap into the cloud power that they have from these thousands, if not millions of professionals. They're going to be involved in this multitude of companies to provide that kind of feedback that you can leverage it today, right? One of the things, even looking to dark web, right? So I know that our SOC provides reports into what we find on the dark web for some of our clients as well. But a lot of those systems, like Microsoft included, can look into those trends and make sure that they include into Secure Score those items that needs to be taken care of as well. So that's an excellent point when discussion when we talk to clients about it.
Strong point, right? Microsoft, they spend more money on their security than you're going to and your enterprise. So leveraging all of their experience, all of the recommendations they put together, no brainer. As a security professional, you can also hang your hat on following Microsoft's recommendations, right? It's easier to say, no, I'm following Microsoft's prescribed checklist of activities here. And I think it gives a lot of confidence to security folks to have a framework like that behind them.
100%. And you can see that type of technology to become your partner, right? So it becomes an extension of your security team, right? And at times, a security person wears multiple hats, depending which company you are. Right?
Sure.
So it would be extremely appreciated to have this extra assistant, extra help. Right?
Got it.
Yeah.
I have a thought here.
Go ahead.
Clients are going to come up and say, what's your secure score? I want it to be 100%. How would you answer a CISO that comes up and says, I want it to be 100%, Marcelo?
Never going to happen. Ever. There's no way. Right? If you freeze a system, so actually, there's a way. So let's say you develop a system that is never going to be connected anywhere.
Yes.
Like nowhere. Nobody can get access to it. That's safe, right? So nobody touches it. No humans, no machines.
No logins, no administrator accounts. Yeah,
nothing.
Right.
Then you have a system that's completely secure, right? Today's world, that doesn't happen. So you gotta have to have that system egressing or ingressing data, personnel, and anything that needs to go through it. And with that, you're gonna have a lot of people looking to ways to break into those systems.
Sure.
Right. So I have a lot of script kids that goes and gets to play with all these dangerous tools that's out there to just for the sake of it, right?
I get it. I think that's a very important topic you're bringing up when people are asking about secure score. And I have the same problem with CIS reports. When you have all of these findings, if you want to operate your business in today's world, you can't hit 100%. You need to make concessions on security to make your products available to users to be able to log in, to have the ability to log in from remote devices or from cell phones. In an ideal world, all of that is disabled to be 100% secure. So this is important. Their secure score will be custom tailored to your potentially industry and definitely to your company.
You got it, right? And I'm certain that the security professionals out there, like CISOs, they understand that clearly, right? Other type of executives and professionals might have to have that understanding as well, right? And I hope that we can relay that information a little bit more, less technical, I would say. It's lighter to people to consume it and be able to bring that up, right? So one question I would have to leave behind, right? And especially from an executive perspective, like as a CEO should ask within their company, what is my security score?
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably going to trigger a lot of discussions internally, right? No more thumb in the air, I think, right? At least you're going to be able to go and say, give me a number. Tell me what is our secure posture today that I can actually leverage as a KPI to show others, my investors, people that depend on our company in order to do many, many things that they do today.
Yeah, well said. Now here's the question. Am I allowed to ask you?
Go for it.
What is a excellent secure score for companies that we're working with today?
Great point. Secure score is actually based on corporations that have the similar size.
That's right.
So they kind of, Microsoft compares them with other companies and so on and so forth. So you might have secure score for healthcare different than financial institutions or not, right? So it's very hard to go and say, this is the secure score you need to have.
That's right.
But I can tell you what is bad. So,
let's start there. What is a bad secure score?
it cannot be under 50%. Don't start with that. So if you see that is below 50%, you have a lot of work to do. Push that higher, right? So I would start feeling comfortable if I see a number that is close to 70, 75%. I'll be sleeping well if I hit 80, 85%, right? But it's never going to be 100%. That's for sure.
Yeah, well said. I think in our experience, we've seen clients starting off in that 30% range. And actually, that's just because accidentally they've turned on a few things that have boosted up their score. But when we roll into client sites that haven't used Secure Score or haven't taken security seriously, that's a bad score. And if you're in your 30s, you have important, urgent work to do to get up to that 50 or 60% quickly.
You got it. And I know that there's a lot of items or a lot of pointers that contribute to those numbers as well, right? Especially if you deploy A2 that is now reporting to Secure Score, opportunities of improvement where that Secure Score is going to go down, and then at least you have the visibility as to what needs to be performed.
Right? Hey, that's a good point too, right? If you maintain your score and you add new systems in or you give new telemetry into the Microsoft environment, you will see that score dip down if there's findings there. But team, that's okay. I think that's the message I want to make sure. That's great. That means that your systems are picking up new vulnerabilities that you weren't aware of last month. And it gives your team visibility to go fix those. Just make sure you don't leave them for too long.
You got it. But that's it. So I think we covered a lot of what needed to discuss about Secure Score. And I do have to say, this is a high-level conversation. We can geek out and go deep down into each one of those items where we would tackle first or not. But that's going to deserve a lot of more time. And we should bring one of our security engineers to talk to us about it.
And hey, team, if you're interested in hearing more about that, if you want to really geek out on the details, I think we'd be happy to pull some folks in here and get into the weeds.
Do demos together as well, right? And show how that's done.
Amazing. Marcelo, appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Keenan. And for everybody listening, so I hope you tune in again for the next episode. This is Keys to the Cloud, powered by Red X Carbon.
Marcelo, it's time for Copilot Corner.
Let's do it.
So this is where we share insights and adventures from the world of AI. Excellent. Can you tell us something that you did last week that blew your mind with AI?
Oh, yes. I'm always being surprised as to what AI and agents can do it, right? In this case, was just using ChatGPT, which I'm pretty certain you're going to be able to do something similar with Copilot. I'm just missing the voice side of it because I'm having these extended conversations with ChatGPT nowadays. I know you're a big fan of Gemini.
Same thing with Gemini. Loving it.
Great. So what I did on the past week was something very interesting. I had these challenges at work that I need to address, right? At an executive level, talking to other personnel at different levels inside the company as well. And I thought, what if I had great advisors to tell me or give me pointers as to what I need to do? So what I did, I worked with ChatGPT to build me a persona that would include 3 people that is well known out there.
Okay.
Think about a mix of Steve Jobs,
sure,
Bill Gates,
brilliant,
and Jack Welch from GE, right? So they're very different styles of management. All of them extremely successful, as you know, right? And then I thought, through a prompt, through a building a persona type of a discussion, I said, I want you to be a mix of those 3. Whenever I ask you questions about it, I'm oversimplifying. It was actually a longer discussion to come up with. Whenever I'm asking a question that is at an executive level, I would like you to take the 3 of them opinions and provide me the best course of action for it, right? And just for testing it, I did have something that was actually a real-world scenario where I don't believe that I did an approach properly. I didn't say that to the new persona, right, of the 3 of them. So I started asking questions. How should I approach this kind of subject discussions with these specific individuals? And what would be the result? And how would I be able to address anything that I should be doing to prepare for it. Um, very, very interesting. So the answers given by the three personas mixing one was dead on, right? Things that I should have done better, things that I did well on that entire conversation that I had, things that I need to look for as a follow-up feedback and so on and so forth. Very, very important.
This is wild. So you've customized the responses that you're getting with the viewpoint of three individuals merged together. Why did you choose those three? It's obvious they're successful,
Yeah.
but why did you choose each one of those? What was the qualities that you were looking to bring?
Well, as a technology company, I'm looking for leaders in technology. Of course, a lot of
Great point.
psychiatrists, psychologists, and other books that and a personnel that I'm trying to learn from as well. But the three of them, by reading their biography and books about what they do and how they actually run their companies, I can see that they have completely different view on certain situations, right? A lot of them can be related to conflict resolution, how they actually address certain things or not, and that's why I chose the three of them. I want to have different opinions for the same thing that I asked. And whenever the answer was given to me, I was actually asking, where did that come from? And then ChatGPT would answer, say, this is based on Jack Welch. This is the type of approach you would take. But if you look into what Steve Jobs would say, you're probably going to take this different approach. I recommend you to think about what Bill Gates would actually recommend in that case, because so on and so forth.
No way. So you're getting different answers to the same question from the three different styles of leadership.
You got it. Now, think about this. This is a discussion I had with a friend of mine, Michael Smith.
Yes.
So we have people that are wonderful human beings today, right? So everything they say, they do, they did on their career, right? And they continue to do as they grow older should not be lost, right? Just writing a book, it's not enough. I can tell you that. Not enough. You have to understand how the person actually behaves, not only in pages, but as person to person and then face-to-face conversation and so on and so forth. And there gotta be a way, and probably exists, maybe not, I haven't done my research yet to understand, to start capturing these people's profile in a way that the future can use them properly, right? So think about anything that you do and say today on a business setting, of course, maybe you want to do that for personal as well, whatever that is. Start thinking about capturing it,
Right.
why and the thoughts, and have these long conversations with these human beings, a recorded session where you can actually build something in the future that can be used to advise humanity.
How they think, their goals, their visions. Wow.
You got it, right? But you got to start capturing this now.
That's right.
Because there are a lot of people there's no longer going to be with us in 10, 20, 30 years from now, right? Or that you wish you had that type of discussion with them. You wish you had documented and recorded those sessions to say, what would a person like that do?
Very deep, Marcel. Hey, thank you for sharing. That's been Co-Pilot Corner.
Thank you.